There were two parades happening on this same day. Jesus coming in from the eastern side, Palm Sunday, and on the opposite side of the city, coming from the coast, was Pilate. Coming from the western side of the city. From the western side into the city, marching into the city. Pilate's marching in with his Roman armies, with foot soldiers in full armed regalia, with their swords and their shields, with soldiers on horseback and chariots. Pilate marches in, as they did every Jewish festival, including the Passover, to keep order. So you got the Roman army, empire on one side, and you got Jesus riding in on a humble donkey, a war horse and a donkey. And so the question is, as we talk about Palm Sunday, which parade do you want to march in? Which crowd do you want to stand in? Rome's coming to enforce the peace. Jesus is coming to bring peace. This is what this is all about, a different way. There's a conflict of two kingdoms. There's a conflict of two ways. Empire, a political empire, a beastly empire, coming one way. Caesar, who declared himself to be God, his empire coming one way. A religious ideology, a religious cult versus the way of the Lamb, the way of the King of Kings. And as his church, we're going to choose. And Palm Sunday is a reminder, which way do we choose? The way of the world or the way of our Saviour? The way of empire or the way of our King? The way of the war horse or the way of the humble donkey? Two ways, two opposing ways to do life. Two opposing ways to win. Two opposing ways to exercise power and authority. Two ways to bring peace. Two ways to advance the kingdom. And we can break it right down again. Two ways to handle conflict. Two ways to have a flourishing relationship or a flourishing marriage. Anyone ever tried to bring the hammer out in their marriage? You do as I tell you. Way of peace or the way of the hammer? Two ways to lead a family, two ways to grow a church, two ways to lead a church, two ways to pastor a church, two ways to run a business, two ways to function in a healthy environment as an employee, trying to make a difference and bring change. Two ways to change a nation and impact a nation. War horse or donkey? Hammer or peace? Both are proactive, but they couldn't be more opposite to each other.